Good morning and welcome to our almost daily devotional. This week, we're going to be looking at some great American theologians who are in the African American tradition in honor of Black History Month. And the first one that I want to introduce to you is a guy whose name is Howard Thurman. Howard Thurman was born in the early 19th, the late 19th century, 1899, in Daytona Beach, Florida. And he was one of the most prominent figures who inspired Martin Luther King Jr. and the civil rights movement later in the 50s. He was one of the first really big um, voices speaking about the experience of the marginalized um, in America and in the American South. He was born in Daytona Beach, Florida, like I said, and he lived in one of the three um, Black-only communities in his city, uh, which is where he grew up. And then he had to travel. There was only three high schools in the entire state of Florida where, if you were an African American, where you could go to high school, and if you wanted to go to college, you had to go there. So you had to travel to high school. You had to go away somewhere to high school. And so he went to the Florida Baptist Academy, where he got inspired to be a minister. He ended up going to Morehouse College and being valedictorian there, and was ordained as a Baptist minister at First Baptist Church of Roanoke while he was still in seminary. He served as a pastor in lots of different places, in Ohio, in Atlanta, Georgia, but he's best known for his work as um, dean of Rankin Chapel at Howard University, which is in Washington D.C., which is where he really began a lot of his work advocating um, for the disenfranchised, especially African Americans at the time. And he founded a church called the Fellowship of Reconciliation, which was with a white minister, Alfred Frisk, and it was one of the first churches in America that was intentionally integrated. So they intentionally worked side by side with the idea that many of that the African Americans and the white people could worship together and learn each other's struggles and begin to grow together and to share their experiences, which is one of the first churches to do that. And it really sparked the idea that um, that was a possibility, that you could work side by side, that we could share a faith together. He wrote a poem about Christmas that I want to share with you. It's called The Work of Christmas, and it goes like this. When the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the kings and the princes are home, when the shepherds are back with their flocks, the work of Christmas begins to find the lost, to heal the broken, to feed the hungry, to release the prisoner, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace among people, and to make music in the heart. It's a reminder for us that Christmas is more than just a celebration that God has come to the earth. Christmas is an instigation, it's a flashpoint that sends us out into the world to do the work of faith. That if Christ was going to come and Christ was going to change the world, then we better get on board to do it too. His most famous book, if you want to read more, is called Jesus and the Disinherited. It's a great book, and it's a great look at the experience of the African American in the 30s and 40s in America. And um, I'll link to his bio below this page so that you can check out more about him. And I hope that you will explore more of Howard Thurman's work. He really is quite inspiring. God bless.